All right, guys. Welcome to the Rodriguez Show. Mr. Morale, The Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. This is our first impressions live thread, live stream. I am Cesar Rodriguez, and you can follow me at I am Cesar Rod. And you can, my favorite album out of all of them, out of Kendrick's discography before this one, it's got to be To Pimp a Butterfly. And over here, who are you? Tell them who you are.
Yeah, so like he said, follow us on the Rodriguez Show a little earlier before we started.
Yeah.
But I go by Mandoh, so you guys can follow me at MVNDOH on Instagram, Mandoh Beats on Twitter. Yeah. And man, we were about to review this album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Mm-hmm. And it's, man, it's fucking crazy. But before we get into that, like you said, your favorite album was that. Mm-hmm. I go ahead and give it to Good Kid, Mad City.
Oh, that's a classic.
It's a classic. You can't beat it, man. And I still go back to it I play it on the daily, you could say.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, all the time.
Yeah, I would say so, too. There's always, I play Money Trees or Bitch Don't Kill My
Ride. Yeah, Bitch Don't Kill My Ride randomly pops up all the time. I think it's one of my most played songs, to be honest.
For sure. Yeah. So you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/The Rodriguez Show. Mm-hmm. And like we said, Rodriguez Show. As we do it every Friday, 10 a.m. We do it on youtube.com/The Rodriguez Show.
That's right.
And hits101radio.com, Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific.
Every Friday, man, we take over.
Yep. And I also do another show with my wife. It's called Carla and Cesar's Modern Life, and that's on YouTube at carlaandcesar.com. So let's talk about the album. We're going to talk about the first 6 tracks here. So we saw the album cover, which is Kendrick with his family. Yeah. It was his 2 kids, and he has a gun and his wife is in bed, and it kind of sets the scene for what this is about to be. And it starts with United in Grief. What did you think when you first heard that song, the first one?
Well, shit, I was just right to it. I mean, I was just expecting greatness, to be honest. Yeah? Right away, I was like, I got the goosebumps just waiting, You hit play, and then that shit just starts off, and it's like,
yeah,
that's all I can really think. I was just in awe because it's been so long. So starting it off, it's like you're entering the world, you're like, all
right. So this was it starts with Kendrick. It's like a piano kind of beat. Mm-hmm. It was a leaked snippet. It came out a long time ago. It was him like in a therapy session. Yeah. That's kind of what the theme is. The beginning of the album is his wife, Whitney, is narrating the album. And she's like, it's like, you have to go to therapy. And basically at the beginning, she's like, tell him the truth. And then this is him in therapy. Mm-hmm. And it like slowly builds on that. It has like a quirky little intro. Yeah. And then the freaking drums kick in.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. It's like you it just starts it off, and it's like, or like you listen to it, and you're just like, all right, you're getting the sense of it. But then of course you might expect it just to end like that, in like a no drum beat or whatever. And then it just hits.
Yep. Yeah.
It just hits you. And you're just like,
and that's the thing. And so it hits you, and it starts really quick. And I just think thematically, and this is obviously we've only had like less than a day to listen to it like over and over again. Yeah. So this is kind of the first impressions, and like we said, this is the first impressions live stream. So this is just our opinion, as we're forming it basically. But what I wrote down here is that it is like to me it set like the stage for like a play, or it's like you're watching it on stage because of the piano, because of the fact that there's a piano that has no like added, like there's no anything to the piano. It's like a live piano. Basically.
Yeah. It's kind of like those plays, like, and then they have the piano on the side, the grooves fucking going in and shit. Like, it definitely does set that scene though. I can see that, like curtains rolling up, and it's like right where it starts.
And then we'll talk about the second track, which is the song we just played, N95. Mm-hmm. This is more of what you like expect. You know what I'm saying? In terms of Kendrick. Yeah. Like this shit is just fire beats on an elite beat. I said the beat is elite.
Dude, those 808s right that freaking synth so beautifully, bro.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And the energy is up, and the flow is like really good. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's a Baby Keem influence there.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And you said that he wrote some of that, right?
Yeah. If you look at the credits, it says Hakeem Carter. I think that's his last name. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. But that shit looks tight. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, "Yep, you can definitely tell." As far as the beat and like how it went, I was like, it almost reminded me of the same style of it was Family Ties.
Yeah,
almost the same style. It's like if they had a collaboration already, or they probably already do, bro. They have probably tons of songs that they worked on.
We're never gonna hear,
and then they're just like, all right, you keep this one in yours, and I'll keep this one in mine. But I think they did a way better job on this one.
This one was really good. Yeah, I really like this beat. And then track number 3, Worldwide Steppers.
Yes.
So this introduces, so Kodak Black is introduced in this. So if you're watching this as a play, then you got Kodak Black coming out and tap dancing and introducing the next, because that's what the sound is. Like, literally, there's a picture of Kendrick and these two young girls. They're like the twins that he got to do the tap dancing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, these two girls, like he got them to do all the tap dancing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so that's kind of, it introduces this thing, and then Kendrick right up front is like that weird beat, the dun, 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 dun. And he's talking about his sexual addiction, basically.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's common knowledge that Kendrick has been in with the same girl since high school, I think, and you know, woman when they were kids, and then they grew up together. But he's talking about having sex with women on tour, and so he's basically admitting like that he's cheating on his wife, and for Kendrick, who's somebody that everybody looks up to in that sense, this is like, oh shit, like, he doing that shit.
He's human.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy because people like, you know. Like whatever it may be, like he's speaking facts. Like it's just coming straight.
This
from
is
him.
my life.
This is my life. Like I have nothing to hide. Shit. Of course, there's always that like, you gotta keep your privacy, but you know he's literally letting his fans know. Like, you know
that was pretty crazy.
He's no different than a lot of these people out here, or whatever it may be. You know?
And so the weird thing about this, so one of the stories that he tells in the lyrics was that he had sex, the first time he had sex with a white woman, it was the daughter of a sheriff who arrested his uncle.
He got revenge.
So he was saying, he got revenge on his uncle. Got revenge, he said, for his uncle. What a trip, man! What a story. And then so the beat is just like this, like kind of sounds like somebody speeds up your windshield wipers on your. That's what it sounds like, really fast, and then there's like a piano score, and that definitely sounds like very cinematic. I think.
Which sets that tone again. Of that, you know, that play.
Like you're watching on something on stage. And then it does switch up in the middle. There's like a sample in there that just gets thrown in. So that was a great track, I would say. The fourth one, Die Hard, featuring Blast and Amanda Reefer.
Yes. I'm glad he got Blast on that. It was only right.
So good.
Yeah, Blast is one of the hottest LA acts right now. You know, rappers.
Yeah, did this stand out as one of your favorites at the beginning?
Honestly, at 95 right away.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Just because of the beat and like just everything he was just going in on.
Yeah.
But the Blast one, as soon as I heard Blast, I was like, "Oh, that's Blast!"
Yeah.
But like, what's the other feature's name again?
Amanda Reefer. I think?
Amanda Reefer. Yeah. Amanda Reefer is the girl in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That set the tone on that because I didn't expect Blast to come in because I was at work just listening to this like repeatedly, and like I was like, "All right, cool." And then I played that, and I was like, "Oh, this is dope." And then Blast comes in, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like
his voice is so smooth.
Yeah, man, he kills it, man. R&B style, like, you know. It's really, really, really dope. He's killing the game for sure.
That's the one that's going to take over LA radio.
Yeah, it was only right. I mean, he has been already, to be honest. All you hear is his music as well. Yeah. All the time.
So that one's Die Hard. That was one of my... We're going to play that in a bit. And then Father Time featuring Sampha. So once again, so this is the more literal play happening with the intro is Kendrick's wife telling him, you need to go to therapy. And he's like, nah, like... real motherfuckers don't go to therapy. And she's like, no, you should. And then there's more tap dancing and transitions into a song. And so now it's like the scene transitions to him at therapy talking about his father. And that's why the song's called Father Time. And it's just about toxic masculinity and the cycle that happens.
The cycle, yeah.
How did you feel? I felt like I was feeling some shit during that shit. It was very emotional.
You know, it was because, you could definitely feel it. But again,
you were at work.
I was at work, so I was kind of like lit, but I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely got to give it like at least another 5 more plays. It's ever since last night at 9:00, I played it on. And I was like, and I couldn't refresh it. And I was like, oh, I can't find it. And I was like, no. And then I was like, oh, and then I found it. I think Taps, he sent the link and I even went on oklama.com. I was like, where is it? What the fuck? But then I found it right away, like 10 minutes later. And I started playing it, dude. And then, but yeah, today at work, I had to play it like 3-4 times over and over. But it was like kind of more like here and there, they were in the background. But that song, I did take a second because I was just like, damn. Like, it's deep.
It is deep.
You know, it's really deep.
And that's just the beginning of the deepness.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Like this is like where like it's slowly. I feel like this album slowly starts getting more serious, and then by the end of it, you're like, oh shit. This is like a classic kind of Kendrick feel to it. I think like the beats do feel like next level, like he's taking his sound to another step, but at the same time, like the thematic things, like you hear that from Section 80 with like No Makeup Today, stuff like that, like but he's like flipping it to be more personal about himself.
More personal from him. Yeah. Before it always was like third person kind of view, you know,
other people around him, and now he's like doing some inner thinking. Then the 6th track, now this is the Kodak, so it's called Rich Interlude, and this is Kodak Black's track basically. And this is him over piano, just piano, and just talking about his life, and then even mentioning that the fact that he was gonna be surprised, like I would be surprised to hear him on this shit.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing with Kendrick?
Yeah. I mean, ever since he introduced him, I was like, Kodak Black.
Yeah.
Okay, Llama. I was like, what the fuck?
So yeah, man, and so this is, if you're watching this as a play, then this is the character of Kodak Black coming out and introducing himself and doing a monologue in front of the audience. Like that's what I picture is him, just with the spotlight on himself, and then he's like talking about himself.
Yeah,
like that's crazy.
In a red suit or some shit.
Yeah. And oh man, I forgot to mention, back to Father Time real quick. There's a line in Father Time, because of the toxic masculinity theme that he talks about Kanye and Drake.
Oh yes,
where he says when they got back together, he was confused as to why they got back together, and he's like, oh, maybe I need to start growing up, because he's like realizing that his masculinity was like, well, if Drake did that shit to me, or if Kanye did that shit to me, I'd never be able to forgive him. But the fact that they were able to work it out, he's like, oh shit, maybe I need to do some growing up too.
Yeah, when he said that, I was like, oh damn, that's crazy. Like again, that's probably one of the more famous lines that we've been hearing right now. But in general, like, it is a deep line, you know. Like, you're like, damn, it's true. Like, a lot of the like, masculinity does get in the way of like being able to forgive other people and shit, type of thing. And it's like, this one makes you really think, bro.
Yeah.
It really makes you fucking think, dog. You're just like, damn, fool.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna call our first call-in guest here. This is our homie, Kid Vista. Let's see if he. All right, FaceTime audio. Here we go.
Yo.
Hey, Kid Vista, how you doing, man?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, you're on right now with me and Mandoh.
What's good, dog?
How's it going, guys?
Good.
Hey.
Chilling.
Yeah, we're here. We're live right now on Twitch. Everybody can hear you. What do you got to say to the people out there?
What's up, Twitch? How's it going?
Hey.
I don't think I've ever done anything with Twitch.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is the first time we're having Kid Vista on Twitch. That's tight.
Dang,
that's right.
That's right. He'll be back.
Yep,
he'll be back many more times.
Yeah. Well, you were on our Kill 'Em at the Polls live stream.
You were.
Okay, then yeah. The second time. There's a second time for everything.
So we're doing our Kendrick Lamar first impressions. What did you think about the album?
It's pretty fucking crazy. I'm definitely gonna have to take some more time to like fully digest it. I've gotten one time all the way through, and there's few songs that you can already tell just hit like a certain chord.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to sit down and listen a couple more times to really get it all.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is pretty deep, man. There was like some moments where it's like really emotional, but there's some moments that you're just like, that's right, motherfucker.
Yeah, that one fucking, what is it? We Cry Together.
Yeah.
I was driving home from work and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean that actually lines up with one of the tracks that we were just about to talk about. That one, that was the fight skit song.
Yeah.
That was crazy, man.
It's pretty fucking nuts. I have no idea who that girl is, but she did her fucking thing.
She did. Taylor Page. She plays. She's in a movie called Zola. She's an actress. She's never done any music before, so this is her first time doing this.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. I could definitely tell the actor backing with all that emotion in there.
Yeah. One of the things that I was telling Mandoh on the live stream was that it definitely felt like you were watching a play on stage. Did you get that at all when you were listening to this?
With the album? Yeah. I didn't get to like fully listen one way through. I had to listen in parts. Yeah. So I don't think I got the full effect of that, but I could definitely tell there's like a lot of it's really cinematic.
Yeah.
What was that? fucking song. I think it's Mr. Morale. Did Pharrell do that beat?
Or towards the end with like the drums that are going
Yeah,
crazy.
that shit's nuts.
Yeah, man. There's so many like great tracks that just kind of like blew us away.
Yeah.
The Kodak Black feature was crazy.
That's crazy, right? He has them throughout the album, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I heard his voice, I'm like, wait, what the fuck is that, Kodak? And then next thing you know, he's on like 3 other fucking joints, like just talking or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting little merge.
Yeah. So Vista, thank you so much for. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about the album?
No, stream that shit. Yeah, that shit goes crazy. I gotta listen a couple more times.
Yeah, it was pretty fire.
It's gonna set some new waves in the game for sure.
Oh yeah, everyone's quiet right now. Everyone that was making noise. Everyone's like, oh,
I gotta start fresh.
Yep.
Yeah, did you
Delete
feel
the hard drive?
Delete the hard drive. I was gonna say, did you feel inspired?
I did. I dropped something too, and I didn't even care that my shit dropped because I just ran to Kendrick, and I'm like, all right, now I gotta come with new shit.
Well, you could give a plug right away. What's the name of your song? It's K something, right?
KWYK. Keep what you kill, but most social platforms don't like the word kill, so we just shortened it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, they can follow you on Instagram at Kid Vista. Thank you so much for calling, dude.
Yeah, thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah. Give it out another listen. We're definitely gonna be listening.
Yeah.
Hey, have a good one.
Peace, guys. Have a good one.
You too, bro.
Hey, bye.
Peace out.
All right, shout out to Kid Vista, man, calling in.
Kid Vista.
So we were already on the next 6 tracks. Like he's talking about, we'll get to cry together. But Rich Spirit, that was one of my favorites too.
Rich Spirit.
Bitch, I'm attractive.
Yeah.
That shit was fire. It's really smooth. I think it's one of those like that. It does feel like the sound of Damn, but to like the next
like
level.
Elevated to elevate.
Because it's reminiscent of gotta look sexy. Make it look sexy.
Yeah. It does definitely give that vibe for sure. I love it.
And then We Cry Together, which is a song you're not gonna have to play out loud at a party ever. Don't do that.
Yeah, imagine like I don't know where it's on. I'm gonna put that shit. I'm gonna fucking spin it in the next fucking episode. That we do. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, that's just crazy. Like one day, like you just fucking lock yourself in the room or some shit and play that.
Yeah,
all pissed off.
I was playing the album in the background and that came on and I was like, whoa, I hope my neighbors don't think that there's 2 people fighting.
There's something going on here. Yeah.
So like we talked about with Vista, it's a skit where there's Kendrick and the actress Taylor Page. They're a couple and they're fighting with each other.
Yep.
And it was really tight that it was like her back and forth with rhymes, like, but it was a skit too at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's really reminiscent of the song "Circles" by The Game and "Versus Domestic Violence." But if you're basic and you're going at me on Twitter, it's also Kim by Eminem.
Right.
Eminem.
That's exactly what I was gonna say earlier too. Right away, it reminded me about that song. Right away. I was like, oh shit, this is some Kim shit.
Yeah. It was really. I thought it was like that was like the blueprint, and then the circles. If you listen to those other 2 tracks, like they're a little bit more exactly what this is.
Yeah.
But it's really cool that it and then I like that he spun it and he didn't kill her. They ended up just making up and having sex as opposed to Eminem's version where he just kills her.
Yeah.
That was harsh.
That is pretty harsh. Eminem was crazy though. It's crazy.
And then Purple Hearts. What do you think about Purple Hearts with Summer Walker and Ghostface Killah?
That one was cool. I think it was cool. I mean, he got Ghostface Killah and Summer Walker on the same track. Like that's something you don't really expect.
Yeah, I expect something like that from Calvin Harris.
Right? He just pulls random people like, hey, do this shit. Nah, it was cool. Yeah. I listened to it once, and again, it was kind of more in the background, but like I like the tone of it. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like a Larry June type beat. I definitely got that feel. I didn't love this one. I thought it was a weird way to end the first side because there's 2 sides to it. Yeah. It had a lot of like cool parts to it. I didn't hate anybody's part. The only thing I thought was out of place was Summer Walker talking about, if you don't eat my ass, it's not real. I thought that was weird.
She just wants you to eat her ass. She's trying to find her one, you know.
And then Count Me Out, which is the beginning of side 2. So this was the first 9. So like we've been talking about the idea of it being like a play, that was the intermission after 9. So you took a break after Purple Hearts, and then you're now at Count Me Out. What do you think about that one? That one had the guitar and like the bridge with the kids singing. It was weird.
Yeah, it was different. It was different for sure. I don't know, like
it wasn't
a lot of elements, but at the same time, it's like he really can do something like that, and it's like you wouldn't. I mean, yeah, you could. I mean, at this point, you could almost expect it coming out of Kendrick. You know?
Yeah, like a left turn like this.
Left turn, dude. He's done songs with what, Maroon 5, right?
Oh, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's done different types of styles of music, and this wasn't. I wouldn't say so different from anything that he hasn't already like kind of tried before.
It's true.
Out of his realm, in other words, you know.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, and that's where the experimentation like really continues with the next one, which is Crown.
Oh yeah.
And this is basically him. Like the way I picture it was him at his therapist's office, just pacing back and forth, talking about like you can't please everybody, like over and over again. And the piano, it's just piano, so it's him doing like what Kodak Black and Baby Keem does later, which is like a monologue basically.
Yeah.
And it was really experimental. Like it's not hip hop. It's like a show like a musical song.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Musical.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I'm telling you, he's fucking taking these boundaries and just.
It's a risk too.
Yeah.
Like it's so risky to do something like this where it's like, what? Like you wouldn't expect like a show tune.
Yeah. But at this point in time, dude, all the people that put the work in, like he had DJ Dahi, right, and shit like that. All those people working with him, it's like, of course he's gonna fucking bring this shit out.
That's true.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. The last track we'll talk about right now is the Silent Hill track.
Yeah.
And it's like
I love Silent Hill.
Yeah, Kodak Black.
Favorites.
Even, and this is the thing, is like now I'm like listening, I'm like, damn, Kodak Black's pretty good.
He's dude, and of course he's gonna go in. He cannot bust out a dope flow for Kendrick. He made Kodak rap.
He did.
He made Kodak rap.
Busted his ass rapping.
Nah, he fucking kills this shit for sure.
So we have Savior here. The next track is an interlude, similar to the Rich interlude, but it's Baby Keem.
Oh yeah.
Baby Keem is the one that does it over piano, which is pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Like another monologue to this play.
Yeah. Baby Keem, man.
He was
Baby Keem.
Really unique flows.
Dude, it's crazy how long they've been working. Like, because he, on his post on Instagram, he put, or like pretty much like, like some of his songs got plays that he had been working on with him for years.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just crazy to see that, like, this could be old ass work, really, but he tied it all together so beautifully. Yeah,
because some of the songs leaked like in 2019 and stuff. Like some of the snippets that we're hearing that are complete now, like the first song, they leaked a while ago.
Yeah.
Because so you can tell they've been putting their time into this, but it's a lot. So he introduces himself in the interlude, and then it goes into, which is I think one of the tracks that is one of the, I would say, like the main points of the album, which is Savior.
Oh yeah.
It's Kendrick going, Kendrick made you think about it, but he is not your savior.
Yeah.
The cold made you feel empowered, but he is not your savior.
Yeah, that he was going in, dude.
And so this is a song about just the idea of like putting too much of yourself into one celebrity or one famous person, because then they're gonna disappoint you. Like you can't follow them like that.
Yeah. Because eventually something will happen, and it's not gonna be to your benefit, and the way this is my idol, this is how I view this person. People fuck up, like shit happens, or views change, so you can't always kind of like glorify a certain person.
Yeah. And the chorus with Baby Keem going, "Are you happy for me?" that was really cool, and I think to me this feels really like Good Kid, Mad City vibes. Did you feel a little bit, just like the beat?
The beat, yeah.
And like it just. Like it is Kendrick talking about himself now, but the beat kind of is reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it kind of brings everything together. It like little elements, like we said, like the damn kind of sounding stuff, like, and the jazz from To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, it's like he's this is like Kendrick's, and I'm not even gonna say ultimate form, but
the next one,
the next level, next level K-Dot. Sorry, Mr. Morale.
And yeah, Mr. Morale. And then so the next track, so this is a very serious one, Auntie Diaries.
Oh yeah.
Talks about his transgender uncle and his gay cousin, and the fact, that grew up homophobic in middle school. Like a lot of people that are our age, they grew up saying things that maybe now you wouldn't say out loud.
Yeah.
And that got him in trouble because he said the word out loud in the song. And I really can't say like, hey, if you shouldn't be offended or anything. I just like to say that he used it in a context where it's like, if he didn't say it, it would have less effect because of the fact that he was owning up to his homophobia.
No, yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, it caught me by off guard too. I was like, oh shit, he's going in, like he's fucking like straightforward with it,
Yeah, yeah. And so he talks about and the lyrics too. Like you don't have to really look too deep into it. It's just about his aunt and how or his aunt who became his uncle and how the rest of the family treated them, and then his cousin who was around that homophobia but still was gay himself. And so he brings it back to himself in that he talks about the time that he brought up a girl on stage to rap for him, and she said the N-word even though she was a white girl in the song on stage. So he looked and he goes, well, if you can have that homophobia, then she should be able to say that.
Yeah, she should. Yeah,
and it's like, so some people were not ready to hear that today.
Yeah.
We're still, and you can talk about the rest of like that meaning of that for like a long time, but it's interesting that Kendrick was like, I'm gonna put this right here, right now. Like I need to say this. After he said, don't put too much of what I say, don't give it too much weight, but I know that people do anyway, so I'm gonna give you an important message on this song. So, I mean, you can't blame him for trying to use his voice for a positive change, Mr. Morale, man. I know you like this one. What do you think of that one?
Shit. That shit's amazing, man. Some Kanye shit right there.
The drums?
I don't even think it was Kanye that behind that beat, but whoever produced that beat, you know who it is, no? No, that's all good if you don't, but
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, for sure. Whoever produced that beat, man, they freaking went in. Like
they really did.
And I didn't even know. Yeah, I literally had to look down on my phone. I was like, "What song is this?" Like,
yeah. I'm looking it up.
It's so
on
like
right
experimental. Now. Like Kendrick, like it kind of almost reminds me of like DNA when he fucking went in on just the drums.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
the beat just dropped out.
It just dropped out. That was produced by Mike Will, which fucking killed it.
Produced by Pharrell.
Oh, it is by Pharrell.
That's what Kid Vista
said. Oh, shout out Kid Vista. He called it first. Dude, no wonder. See, I didn't hear the 4 count though. Was there a 4 count?
No,
it didn't.
No, but it had Pharrell's been doing a lot of vocal samples, and that had that in there. But that was not a Pharrell like din din din.
That's why I was like, nah, it's not a Pharrell beat. But wow, that's amazing.
That's tight.
I love Pharrell, bro.
Yeah, that was like you said, reminiscent of like a Black Skinhead kind of thing.
Yeah,
drums.
Yeah.
And this is Kendrick kind of on that kind of vibe with the artist that they just signed, Tan Leon or something like that.
Yeah.
We just played them as a TGIF. And so it continues on to the last 2 tracks, and like we said, it gets very serious at this point. Mother and Sober, and this is the one where he talks about his abuse when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And just the idea of like the cycle of abuse that keeps happening. And also, like, when he sees somebody like an R. Kelly or, like, even Kodak Black, who was caught up in that, too, where he doesn't see, like, oh, this person did something bad. He just sees, like, well, obviously, but also, like, there's more to it. It's not just, like, people don't just do this because they do it. It
comes from a deeper place from where they were either, raised or wherever they grew up. Yeah, wherever they were grew up in, around their surrounding, their environment. Yeah. A product of their environment, as many people say, It's like, it really is kind of based off of that. You don't just decide like, oh, like I'm gonna do this shit. I'm gonna do this shit. People like are kind of born into it, and they may not even realize it, until they're older, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, and so that's what it took for Kendrick to realize, because in the story of this, so now that we're gonna get towards the end of it, I can kind of connect the dots in that he mentions Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry started with making plays.
Yeah.
So this is basically him. And his plays also kind of revolve around like, oh, this wife cheating and stuff like that. So Kendrick put his problems, his marital issues in this as a play about him or what's going on. And so he connected the dots of like, I'm addicted to sex because of the fact that I was abused when I was younger. And so for him to tell that story this deep into his career is just fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, because at this point it's like
he didn't need to.
He didn't need to, but hey, he's giving his fans what they probably do want. Even if, some fans were
because they wanted real shit.
They wanted real shit, but at the same time, we got a lot of real shit. Yeah. And it kind of blows one away. It's like,
yeah,
how's the next one gonna be?
Yeah, like where do you go from here?
Where do you go from here? But hey, we can't question that. We can't question that. It
always works out.
It always works out, man. 5 years later, and look at where we're at.
The final track is called Mirror, and this is finally the resolution to this whole story, which is Kendrick saying, I choose myself. I don't need to carry the weight of the world's problems on my shoulders by being a savior to like the community or the culture, whatever it is. Like, this is my life. I need to fix my shit.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's like, you're viewed as such a powerful or impactful person in the culture and hip hop, and not just that, like he's saying, in his community. Yeah. But like, again, how I've been saying, he's human. You know, like he really has feelings of his own. But it must be so fucking stressed. Like, and he says it. I'm stressed. You know, he says it, and not that song, but he says it, and it's just like, dude, like. I can't even imagine, and that even him being so low key, but he's still got to progress with all the shit. He's got to run his business. He's got to do all this. He's got to take care of his people, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah. And so I think this is him, and in terms of like the music itself, I really like the beat. It ended up on a positive note. I feel like it is like the end of the song, like just like Compton was in the Good Kid, Mad City. Kind of like, this is the ending. This is because it is upbeat beat, and it is a good message. Like choosing himself. He's like, I'm not sorry about the fact that I have to take care of myself.
Yeah, which is what he's been doing, like I said, for the past few years.
So we went through it track by track. Now we're going to give you some general thoughts about the album. Let's talk about lyrical content, topic choice. What do you think about that?
Fuck, lyrical content, man. Are you kidding me? That's just like fucking words beyond my fucking understanding sometimes. The shit he ties in together, and I gotta rewind it and play it back. And I'm still probably gonna be doing that for the next couple weeks, to be honest.
Yeah, it's gonna be deep. I mean, I'm not gonna be done dissecting this till they make the Dissect podcast about this album.
pretty much, man. But this guy is, man, he could say he's a lyrical genius, dude. He just goes in. So as far as lyrical content, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 if we're rating shit.
Yeah.
Because, goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, we could do out of 10. Yeah, I would say, 9, 10 out of 10. I would give it full. Well, I mean, honestly, if I had to do that in numbers, everything's going to be 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So,
true.
Let's just talk in general. So, I think so, too. I agree with I think the messages, I think he took risks with what he talked about, because he's already getting backlash to some people that didn't understand how he wanted people to interpret the songs. But at the end of the day, like he said, he doesn't care anymore. Like, he's just giving you what he thinks, and if you like it, you will. If you're not, then whatever. And so, great subject matter. He still has things to say. It does not feel like he's like trying to like trot out something new. Like, he went deep and he dug and he gave you more of him. Not too much information, but it's like he didn't have to.
He went full deep though.
Yeah, full in depth. Production wise, I mean, the risks they paid off. What do you think?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it all tied together. Like, it really tied together, like, sonically, you know, like, everything just sounded so good. And he would go from a hard, like, you go from a hard production, very, like, 808s to a soft melody, you know, like, and then you go back to that shit, or, like, or you keep it, like, you know, he keeps the 2 tracks that are kind of more mellowed out, and then you bring some R&B to it. He does it all the time.
Yep. Yeah. No.
It's like when he did Loyalty, dude. You know, like, you know,
in the middle of that, and then he did Pride in that song. Yeah. Like nothing, like kind of similar, but not really. Like, it connects, but it's so different.
Yeah, it connects, but it's so different for sure.
Yeah. So production's great. Sound. So the order of the songs. So this is more like the presentation of it. And I think that, like we were talking about, the play aspect, the live theater aspect. Really, it was kind of like, I felt like all deep for knowing that, but I mean, if you listen to it a couple times, you'll get it. Like, you know, like it is really just like really in your face. And once you realize that the tapping is tap dancing, it's even more clear.
It's more clear,
yeah. So the song, I mean, the only song here that I told you I don't like right now is Purple Hearts, because of the fact that it just seems like it was a resolution, I guess, to like We Cry Together.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know. Like, Summer Walker talking about eating ass. Like it just seemed like didn't have to go there. Like
Caesar's like, come on, Summer.
Come on, Summer.
Let her be.
And I'm totally fine with like people talking about eating ass like in any term they want, but on this album they just felt so weird to get that. And I don't know, like it didn't seem like I thought that what Purple Hearts did, Die Hard did better. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But that's my only negative thing to say because everything else was.
So you hate the album?
No.
They fucking hate the album. Come on, man. Nah.
Features. What about the features?
Oh, dude. Again, Kodak Black. What the fuck? Never would have expected that shit.
In a million years, if you would have told me a year ago that Kodak Black was going to be heavily featured on the next Kendrick album, I would have been like, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you're a fucking liar. But dude, like, he did his thing. And like I said earlier, Kendrick had him rap his ass off. He went on that verse and he fucking rapped his ass off.
Yep.
And I love hearing that shit from Kodak because he really can rap. And when he fucking does it, it sounds so dope. Just makes me feel gangster as shit. I'd be fucking mobbing.
Baby Keem's verses and choruses were also perfectly placed.
Yes.
Everybody that on Mother and Sober, he had a singer from the band Portishead.
Oh, yeah.
And she was able to like, because that song is hard to listen to. So I will admit that's the one I listen to the least. Because it is hard to listen to. The subject matter is really tough. But it's a beautiful, like her refrain of I wish I was and somebody else, anybody but me. That was so sad. He really knew who to pick, and he delivered on like Blast was. He deserves everything that's gonna come from being on a Kendrick album. Blast.
Oh, for sure,
He
dude.
worked his way up.
Yeah, he's been, and like I said earlier, he's like one of the hottest artists in LA. Like big artist, and him, Kendrick putting a stamp on it. That's it. Like now we can say that. Like Kendrick's the stamp of approval for people. I would say, at least that's what I'm saying. That's the way I think. Like. He's obviously clearly making his way into the OG phase, you know, even though he's still got more to go. But
he's doing what Kanye does now, which is put on the young. Well, I mean, Kanye's always done it, but he's putting on like younger artists on his thing just to be like, well, I know people are going to be looking at this, so I'm going to put people that deserve the spotlight on here.
Yeah.
And even the idea of putting Kodak Black on there, somebody who has been, his case was dropped, but he was accused of sexual assault, and so it has to do with the theme of like. There's more to it than just somebody doing something bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it made me look at those situations a little bit differently. Like obviously I still believe that, you know, people that do bad things need to, you know, be, you know, there needs to be repercussions for it. Yeah. But it's not just black and white. Yeah. And that's where sometimes it's easy to just be like, this person's evil or shit like that. Yeah. It's not like that.
But it's not like that. It's just some shit they fucked up in, you know.
Yeah, and they got caught up or they made some mistakes or whatever. So I think Kodak Black was a perfect person to use in this context, and overall, I think it's gonna be. I mean, it's weird to say the day it comes out, but it is like another one, like another classic.
Another classic. Instant classic. I'm gonna call it an instant classic. Oh shit, David fell.
Oh, okay. He's fine. Yeah, I would say too. Like it's really like. It's gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, I'm definitely copping the vinyl.
Yeah, me too. As soon as I get the opportunity.
Dude, even that fucking like book looking thing with the 2 discs. That's what I wanted.
I want the book. Maybe it's just like a lyric book or something. Because you know how? Because when you go to a play, they give you a book that has lyrics.
Yes. Yeah.
We figured it out.
That's a good one. I dig that one. I give you that one for sure.
Any more thoughts about this album, Mandoh?
Amazing album. I'm still gonna listen to it on my way home, man. Tomorrow morning before my gig.
Yeah, basically.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be playing this for a while for sure. Yeah. And like I said, the whole thing's on my fucking. Just like that, I was talking on the show. If you guys tune in to RodriguezShow.com every Friday. I became a big Bad Bunny fan, and now, I mean, I've always been a big Kendrick fan, but like, the whole thing's on my fucking iTunes. If it's not on, the whole thing's not on my iTunes, it's not a good album.
Yeah, that's I mean, the fact that you want to buy the vinyl already.
Yeah, I'm like, where is it? Let me put that shit.
Because that image of him and his family is just so cool.
Yeah, it's dope, and that will be perfect. Because I'm working on what I want to do is on a wall where in my place. I want to put like different vinyls, maybe like a set of 9 or 10, and then switch them out like kind of monthly.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah,
I like that.
I want to do that shit. So anybody that takes it, that's my idea first. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, guys. Well, that was it. That was our Kendrick Lamar first impressions video.
Yes, sir.
Remember to follow The Rodriguez Show on patreon.com/The Rodriguez Show, at The Rodriguez Show on Instagram, and Rodriguez Show OC on Twitter.
Every Friday.
Every Friday, 10 a.m. There's a new episode. And listen to us on Hits 101 Radio. That's where you get that with Mando's Mix. But if you can't listen at 10 a.m., then Patreon, you get Mando's Mix on there too.
True.
Follow me at I am Cesar Rod. Where can they follow you, Mondo?
MVNDOH on Instagram, Mandoh Beats on Twitter.
All right, guys. Keep it funky, keep it fresh, keep it sexy. And we out.
Peace.